like's real nice and warm. Winifred got a lot of compliments on her coat. It's really, she made her a pink outfit with slacks, and boy, she really looks sharp with that there white coat with it. She wore it a couple times to church there with the suit she's got. She got complimented quite often with it. Makes her look real nice. Thank you a million. We sure appreciate those gifts.
Hi, this is Jack. I come down for the weekend. There's this fella, this guy, we play football together, and he lives in Ordway. And every time he comes down, I usually get to come down with him. I've been down about 4 or 5 weekends just this year, and it's about a 3-hour trip, and so it ain't too bad. You know, it's kind of nice to be able to come home. You don't get to see. Well, I saw the high school play one game, and then I've been able to see the JVs play a couple games. But well, so far we've been doing pretty good in football. Yesterday we beat Fort Lewis 40-13. We're undefeated with one tie, four wins and one tie, and we have a pretty good chance to win the Western Division of the Rocky Mountain Conference. Next week will probably be the game to decide, one of the game deciding factors. We'll play Westminster of Utah. We'll play them up there at Gunnison, and it's either them or Adams State or us that'll probably win the title. As far as me, I've been playing with the freshman team, and we played medium security up at Canyon City last weekend. We beat them 39-6. Tomorrow I'll play maximum security. We'll go right in behind the walls and play them right inside the pen. Probably eat with them afterwards. It's really different. Them guys, you know, you'd be playing against guys that probably 35-year-old quarterback. It's a lot different. It's a lot of fun though. We have a blast. School's come along okay, I guess. You know, the college, in a way, it just kind of reminds me of a lot like high school. It's a lot different than Biola. Like, shoot, I probably already had about 6 tests at least. You know, like they just give a test whenever they want. They give about they try and get about 6 tests in a quarter, I guess, for each class. And like, it's not, you know, like after 5 weeks you have a test, an exam. Like, in one class I've already had 2. But I really like my business classes there. It really is a good business school. So far I'm taking elementary accounting and business math. Then I have an English class and a history class. And let me see, what else? Oh yeah, biology class. I have a test in that class this Tuesday. I've been having a test in my accounting class. So far we've had one every Friday. So it really is kind of like high school, just having all kinds of tests. I can't believe it. It's probably had some snow up on Monarch this weekend, and so when I probably leave, I'll be leaving in about 3-4 more hours. I'll probably hit some snow up there. On the way down, we practically hit a deer. It was in the road, and it swung off to the side of the road just as we zipped by. Just barely missed it. We've almost had a couple accidents. Guys pulling out on the curves, just impatient. One time we almost had to come to a dead stop. He was down about 15 miles per hour. This crazy guy was just in a hurry, I guess. It's really been different going to school there. It's from one extremes to the other. Like Gunnison, I could walk to town. It ain't too big. I think when school starts, that compiles most of its population. I mean, there's 3,200 students. I think the population of the town is around 5,000, something like that. Well, OCU really got it put to them this weekend. Oklahoma must really be tough. I saw some of the highlights, and I saw the old Ken Johnson pass a 64-yard TD to Nichols. Willie's doing pretty good this year. It looks like he's about 8th in the Big 8 in pass receiving. As far as varsity concerned, I play with them, but I'm third string split receiver, so I haven't been able to get in. During the first week of preseason, I pulled my groin muscle real bad, and it clotted up, had a blood clot in it, and I missed about a week's practice of preseason. And so I was put down on third string, and guys in front of me, they're pretty good. It's not like high school. So the only way, I'll just have to wait for a break or do real good in these freshman games or something. Anyway, I'm just glad I can play in the freshman games to get me some experience, and then with just getting back in the groove, learning a lot of things, new things. So next year when I come back, I'll be a little more prepared, be able to get off to a better start. At least ways I hope so. There ain't much to do in that town. Of course, as much tests they give you, I've been studying most of the time. It's pretty neat. I live in an apartment there, right on campus. I cook my own meals and everything. I'm rooming there with Billy Rustler and a couple other guys. One's from Denver and one's from Fountain. And it's pretty nice. My bill for the quarter was $270. And I had to pay, plus, I'll have to buy my own food and everything like that. And so I don't know how much it really cost me. I hope, I will be saving money. I probably will be by cooking my own stuff and everything. Like sometimes, most of the time, eat 2 meals a day, And it's, we're starting to learn how to cook a little bit. It's a pretty good deal. The only thing is that the ice box kind of small for 4 guys. It's one of those real small jobs. But other than that, the room's pretty nice. You have a living room and then back in the back you have your bedroom where there's 2 bunk beds. That's how they get 4 guys in there. They have the bunks. How's school coming on out there? I imagine you guys are probably even more busy this year than last year. Mom was telling me, I read in a letter or something, where you got a wrestling class and, a couple other PE classes, and then you got the soccer team there. How is Biola doing in soccer this year? I guess Moose is probably doing pretty good. He usually does. Dave, I guess he's still working 2 nights a week. I guess that probably gets pretty tired the next day, but I guess that's the way it has to be sometimes. I imagine it's pretty warm out there. I saw where you had a cold spell. Shoot, we've already had 1 snow out here, and it's probably snowing up there now. That's probably about the only bad thing I'll really dislike about it up there. Go back to school in January and it's about 50 below. That's what it was last year anyway. I hope it doesn't get that cold this year. Well, I guess that's about everything. everything's going on okay out here. Oh yeah, say Pat, Mom was telling me about some game you invented or something in your class. Something about a fairy tale where students had to put the tape over their mouths. I guess, I don't know what teachers, I guess teachers do anything these days anymore to get some peace and quiet, I guess. I guess that's about one of the best ways to do it, though. Scotch tape their mouth. I guess, where Mom was telling me too, where Debbie and Dave they had a couple hours in the evening just before Debbie had to go to work, and they was, they talked during the daytime. I remember like last year, he was over there most of the time, some of the time, not all the time, I guess. Well, I guess I better do a little studying, get ready for that exam this Tuesday. Right now I'm watching the football game. Dad's in there watching it too. Steve had a football game today over at County, and I guess Mom went over there to pick him up, and I guess he wasn't done yet. At least she hasn't come back yet. Well, I guess I'll probably write to you. I'll probably write to you before you guys come out once. I'll probably write to you once before Christmas, if you guys are still coming out. I guess I told you about everything. Not much anything's happening up in Gunnison. It's just, they had a bus accident. The Gunnison junior varsity football team, they were going over Monarch Pass, and they had the bus went out of control when the brakes went out on it. And 8 football players and 1 coach were killed. And they had the funeral right there in the gymnasium of the college. You walk by there and you see 9 caskets, man. It was really sad. Whole town. Something like that affect that whole town, pretty much, it's because of its size. Practically the whole population was in attending the funeral. I saw the accident. I was coming home one week. That weekend they had the accident. I came home, and it was just about 4 hours after the accident happened. They got the clothing and everything picked up off the sides of the highway, and the equipment, gear, and some of the bodies were removed. And the school bus, it was just, shoot, I couldn't believe it. You know how tall a school bus is. Well, it was about, it probably, if I would have stood next to it, I know it wouldn't have been much over my height. But it was probably just flatter than a pancake to about 7 feet. And so now I guess on their trips they take chartered buses. But a lot of good it does now to do something. Once it happens, I guess they decide they better change it. But then by then it's too late usually. Well, I'll be seeing you when you come out next time, or when I come out. Take it easy. Bye.
Hi, Pat and Matt. Or rather, I think I should say good morning, since it's just a little bit after 6 o'clock. It's still dark outside. It hasn't, just barely beginning to get light. Next week, I believe we change time again, and then it'll be almost dark when I leave on my bus route at 7. Possibly I have to use lights now, so I'll probably use lights most of the way out. At that time, I don't know what good it does to do that. It just tacks it off one end and puts it on the other. I got real tickled at Jack and the little story I told you. I told him about your class, Pat. I guess he failed to realize that was a piece of literary work that they did, And then the Scotch tape business is